Zigwarf back again, and we are playing Minecraft. This is my survival world. It's totally vanilla and everything, and if you haven't watched it before, that's why I'm explaining that. If you've been here before and you've seen this series before, then you probably know what it is and what I've done and everything like that. Anyway, moving on. Some of you may have noticed that I only have one piece of armor here. It has mending on it, which is pretty cool. But one piece of armor. I used to have 4. Now, I used to have all my pieces of armor, and I actually put mending on all of them successfully. I used to be using an axe as my main weapon, and all that kind of stuff. Look at this axe. That's not my normal axe. So, let me explain something. I died and lost all my items 2 times in a row. Now, and this was after I recovered the second time. So, oh man. Okay. So let's start and say that minecart rails and getting out of minecarts on half slabs, you know, the upturned half slabs that are possible to put rails on, is a bad idea. It is hard. Sometimes it's like a bug or something. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just how it works. Sometimes you fall through the half slabs for no reason. So now, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's even blocks. Who knows? Anyway, in the end, I have a minecart rail going to my end farm, which is, I think, the ender. Well, I mean, that's what Doc M designed, but I changed it up a little tiny bit. But it's the same concept. Anyway, so there's a minecart rail. I would show you guys this, but I'm not prepared, and I don't want to go all the way to the end and come back here. But anyway, so there's a rail that goes all the way there, and then it just sort of, well, it just sort of stops because you're at the farm and all that. So I shift clicked out of my minecart, and I fell through the floor. Now there's water falling off of the sides of this platform, and I tried flying or moving in the air towards it, and that did not work. So yeah, I lost all my items to the void in the end. Okay, that was the first time. Then I regained all my armor. I had some extra armor, about a whole set of diamond. I was able to get mending on all of it by trading. I had a pretty good sword, or was it an axe? I don't know. I had a pretty good some kind of weapon. I had a mending bow, which I do not have anymore. And all that. And right now I don't have a AFK fishing farm to get me more mending bows and mending books. So I had to trade with villagers to get all of that. It takes a little bit of time, but it's not too hard. And then I go to the end eventually again. I've been playing quite a bit here off camera, so I make a lot of trips there, and I changed some things up. I'll show you guys really quick. I made a new item transporter. Anyway, so I go to the end again, and I do the same thing, and I fall through the floor. I don't know how. I have no clue how, but by the time I realize what's going on, I'm too far away from the water to be able to swim or sort of move in the air towards it. And that's it. I'm dead again, and now I'm recovering. I only have one piece of armor, a pretty decent sword. This is the best I could get. Looting 3 is a pointer, so I do not want to lose this. I called it sharp, sort of running out of names. Chestplate of power, bow. I didn't rename that. Anyway. Yeah, so that's the story. I lost my armor, all my stuff twice in a row. And that was terrible. And now I've got this, which has mending, and this, which has mending. That's it. I still need a good pair of boots. I think I had, like, a setup for that recently. I think I have, like, the boots and the enchants and stuff like that. I just need some XP, and I don't really want to go there yet because I've been doing other work. Okay, so, moving on. This building right here is also new. It's one of the many new things that I've been adding to this world, off camera that is. If you take a look in here, which is sort of hard to do, you can see they're cacti. So this is obviously a cactus farm. It's a very small farm, a super small farm. It's I don't like this really very much, all this water dripping. I may change that. Anyway, it's really small, and it's just sort of like a, you know, work around this area, hopefully get some cactus. So far I've got a few stacks, working at least 2 hours around here, which isn't a great rate, but you know, I don't need a lot of cacti, so might as well leave it at that. You know, I don't want to be abundantly overthrown by cacti. Yeah, anyway, so you can see this is broken. That was my failed attempt at making a sugarcane farm. This is my new attempt at making a sugarcane farm. I'm using a bud pistons. This is probably not going to work because of the water flowing over the sugarcane. I don't know. I probably have to test that and make sure that sugarcane can grow with water flowing over it. But anyway, there's going to be like a zombie coming up here because this sword isn't as good as my my axe that I had before. Anyway, so this is a bud piston. It's a cool design. It's Suma's Suma. Oh, I can't do that. This thing, the 2 slime blocks, this redstone block, and this piston, is an idea that I saw off of Suma Void's channel. If you want to go check it out. Anyway, that's it. That's basically the bud mechanism thingy. And I figured something out that's pretty cool. If you just put a piston in this spot and a block in between there, if it activates, let's try that. Okay, I'm going to activate it. That piston also activates, which is awesome. See, we can try that again. Watch this. There you go. Which is amazing, and it works so well because it's just pretty compact. It's not super compact, but it's pretty compact. Okay. Something is probably wrong there, but that's okay. So, those are 2 things that I've changed. I'm messing around with that idea because the cool thing about it is that you can expand just upward in these little columns. It's also going to be one of these less efficient farms like this cacti farm, but it's just going to slowly give us a little tiny bit at a time. Anyway, over here is our little item transporter. We have a lot of ender pearls here because it hooks up directly to the enderman farm. Which is a problem because I have to keep throwing away ender pearls. I may make up a system and, you know, do something about that. Anyway, heard you sneaking by. And I figured out that zombies are pretty OP right now because if you attack one, if they take damage, they sort of get other zombies to spawn. This is probably a late realization for me. It's probably been in the game forever, but I just realized that that's what's been happening every time I kill a zombie. This time it didn't work very well. Anyway, so yeah, item transporter. From the end, items are transported all the way to here, which is my spawn chunk. Well, which is in my spawn chunks. This is my spawn point, exactly where those hoppers are, underneath these half slabs, which are super cool for concealment. Yeah, and thankfully my roof design for all these houses was half slabs on the top. Yeah. In addition to all those new things and nice pretty machines and all that kind of stuff, we're doing some work on the back over here, which is the back end of my empire basically. Get rid of all these mobs. Oh yeah, I don't need to really get rid of anything else. So here is a ravine. It's artificial, obviously. I want to make it less obvious later on. But this is going to be all... I talked about it in an episode a while ago. Yeah, here. I should reference that episode, actually figure out what episode it was. Oh, no. I also have punch 2 on this bow, which is super nice. Super nice. Okay, so this ravine is going to go all the way here and through here and all the way out there. You know that wall I built? I don't know if I showed you that, that wall. There's so many things that I don't know if I've shown you guys. Yeah, there's some junk in here. I can eat apples. I was going back for food. Anyway, and this is where my portal is. I dug out through here because I wanted to do some stuff over here. I don't know what's planned, but we'll figure it out. Maybe more stables. Maybe that's where all the horse stables are going to be. We'll have to see. Anyway, I also changed up this portal. I have a time lapse of that. This floor is changed. I have time lapses of my adventures on top of the nether. Yeah, on top of the nether. I did some... It's not cheaty. I don't think it's cheaty. I don't consider it cheaty. But using minecarts to get on top of the nether, and then I used a bug with the Ender Dragon's egg, which is not around here anymore. I used a bug with that. Yeah, so I have some time lapses of building big circles in the end, and I'll throw those in at the end of this video, probably, just to finish it up, because those are sort of boring. Anyway, so you can see there's that stuff, the ravine that I've been digging. It's going to come through here, and then over here it's going to get wider. I'm probably going to make it wider all the way until the river. Maybe a little less wide. Anyway, so it comes through here, and then it goes through here. It's going to, at least. And it's going to go out into this. So the point is, water from here is flowing all the way through our rivers and sort of feeding it too. Our idea for our kingdom castle being the life and blood of this empire, because of its never-ending underground fountain, is scrapped, basically. That idea is gone. It's still going to be cool because there's going to be an awesome ravine. Awesome. I mean, let me stress that. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome ravine flowing through the back end of our empire. Oh, look, there's some iron there. I'm looking for food. I don't have any food. I can't believe it. Wow. I don't have any food. Guys, help me. Am I going to do this, really? Gonna go back all the way to, that. Well, bread is better than nothing. So we're up here on this wall over here, and there are some views that I have not shown you guys because it's new, and it's right over here. You can see there's a bit of a difference, and there's a little structure to my build, actually. And I really love how this turned out. I really do. And it still sort of falls into the holding up the castle kind of theme and stuff like that. I really love this archway. It's sort of hard to see from down there unless you look up at it, but I really love it. And there's a staircase back there. We're going to ender pearl there. Pow. Okay, here we're on this staircase. It still looks pretty cool from over here. And there's some fancy stuff here, maybe a little too fancy. Anyway, and then we come out here, which is all pathed up. Remember the paths episode? Anyway, and this is our ice lake. I'm probably going to leave it just ice eventually instead of trying to melt all the ice or try and melt the edges. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Oh, string. String. That's a good idea. Maybe string will prevent it from turning into ice. We'll see. So here's the front over here. I believe this was in a time lapse. We're moving on to end here, which has changed a lot. Maybe I even showed you guys this. I don't remember these things because I'm stupid and not prepared. So if I've shown you guys this, I'm sorry. But I really love the inside of this place. It looks awesome. I'm surprised that I was able to build it like this and so detailed and so pretty. So pretty. I think there's going to be like a villager shop thing over there and in that corner. We'll figure this out. We'll see. All of these are functioning houses to some extent, to the point where you can get in the door and there's actually a room kind of thing. Yeah. I really love the staircases and things like that. Okay. Moving on. We will go out here and look at the ravine from up here. It's going to be wider. Huh. I don't have anything else planned for this episode. It was another one of those talky kind of update episodes. Yeah, most of my episodes are like that. I plan to make more structured episodes. I'm trying my best to do that, and I'm also working on the planning stages of a new series that will probably come out second half of summer. July maybe it'll start coming out because I may have to take a big break then. And I don't want to just leave it without any videos in between. So we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. I'm trying to get a schedule and stuff like that. Anyway, in other news, Stone Hearth Alpha 16 is out. I won't be starting a series on that for a while. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I will definitely start a series on it eventually. And if Alpha 17 comes out, I may skip 16. Yeah. Anyway, there's some more things that I didn't mention, like the trees that are sitting around in between the town. Those are going to stay. They're not just farming trees, or trees for farming. Those are aesthetic trees. I did not build them myself. They are not custom trees. But I did strategically place them and grow them, which is awesome. Okay, we're here in the nether. I was going to say the end, but we're here in the nether. You can see there are a few things that have changed, starting with quartz blocks. We're using quartz. We're using this huge contrast in colors just because I think it looks pretty good. I first thought it wouldn't, so I didn't add quartz in, but now I think I like it. So this goes to the end portal, I believe. This goes to the Guardian Temple, the water monument, the ocean monument. This is a chest full of building materials I was going to use. And here is the spot. This is where we made some bedrock holes. There you go. Well, we dented the bedrock pretty good here. With a piston trick where, you know, you go far away and you make sure that this isn't a lazy chunk, and you put the ender dragon egg on top of the piston, and it drops down and it destroys the block, basically. And we still have our old way of getting up here, just in case. Yeah, I need to get, well, just in case. But yeah, so this is cool. We're gonna do some more, actually. That's why I haven't destroyed this whole setup. We're gonna like make a huge hole and stuff like that. It just took a lot of time. And over here is our zombie pigman farm. So it's a work in progress, and I don't think this idea is gonna work. This is probably a fixed thing and all that kind of stuff, and it's not very efficient. And yeah, I first initially tried building like something similar to, you know, you just hit a zombie pigman and it's an amazing XP farm that's never ending, and it's an AFK farm and stuff like that. And I wanted to do that basically. But what ended up happening was I wanted to design something similar to it, but on my own. I didn't want to look at the tutorial and build it, because I wanted to try something on my own. And this is how it turned out eventually. This is what I fell back on, and apparently you can see that it's not going to work. I mean, I can do that and aggravate them, all of them, like there too. But they're not going to fall off because of where I put the trapdoors. But that's not what these are for. These are for AFKing, you know, they just sort of walk off sometimes and things like that, and that's not working. Anyway, since I have punch, I can knock them off. Yeah, okay, got them all. Anyway, so there were a lot of versions of this. Trust me, there were so many circles that I built. I only got like a part of the first circle that I built. You can see there's quite a bit of gold ingots in here. I think that was profitable. That was worth it all. Anyway, there were a lot of attempts, and my initial attempt was like a big circle that would surround the player a certain number of blocks away, and, you know, it'd allow them to spawn and be sort of in the aggravation, stuff like that. And it didn't work because it was too far for them to keep being aggravated, and the spawn rates weren't that great. So I didn't continue with it. I didn't like make a second level or anything like that, because I didn't feel like it would work. So then I tore that up and made it a smaller circle, which didn't work at all because I was too close for them to spawn very frequently. And all that kind of stuff, it just made me want to do it like how I've done it now. So I'm going to throw a time lapse in of that fail build that wasn't a fail when I was building it. Well, guys, I think that would be the end of this episode. Thanks for watching all the way if you did. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. And I'm sorry I didn't get to show you my Ender transporter thing. I would have, but an Enderman got mad at me and I bailed on the Enderman and jumped into the portal to get back to the overworld. That's why my health was low. Anyway, so I'm not going back there until the next episode. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.